one of the toughest things I've ever done.
There's a lot of things that could go wrong.
We're about to attempt something that no one's ever done.
We're chasing these swells across the ocean.
I'm always looking for that next challenge.
We're pushing our limits.
Simulating the worst case scenario in a wipeout.
I wasn't prepared for how hard this would be, physically and mentally.
Preparation is absolutely everything.
This has never been done before.
It's like the saying, nothing worth having comes easy. If it takes no effort, you won't get that satisfaction. The satisfaction I get is pushing my body to the limit to achieve a dream that you think may be impossible. I'm Bevilacqua. I'm an IronMan. I grew up in Hobart, Tasmania, and went to Clifton Beach Surf Club for nippers. I'm really lucky to have grown up down there. I enjoyed every minute of it. We were, using our hose to get ice off cars and skis and boards and things for that for morning sessions. It's not easy down there, but I just had a love for what I did, so I think that was my drive to keep going and enjoy the sport that I was lucky enough to do down there as it was.
We've always been amazed by his motivation. It was just really intrinsic. It was part of him.
When I first met Bevy, you could see that he was a determined kid. He wasn't always out the front. He had to work hard for what he got.
The changes started to occur really late on before I left Tasmania. It would have been, 16. I won my first state Ironman title, and it was actually the first title I ever won. One of the biggest reasons for my move to the Goldie was I wanted to be pushed. I needed that next level test, and I really wanted to mix it with the top guys in my sport to just see how far I could go.
He's been sort of hinting about paddling these big waves for a little while now, and I've just been hoping it might all go away. This is completely new territory for Matt. This is testing him beyond his limits.
I'm hoping to get the biggest wave I possibly can and prove to myself that you can do this. You can do something that no one's ever done before.
Shippies would have to be probably one of the most unique waves on the planet. I actually don't really know if Bevy knows what he's got himself into here. For Bevy to be tackling that on a clubby board, it seems outrageous. The injuries that have occurred over the last few years range from lungs full of water, coughing up blood, to broken bones, broken legs, ankles. It's a horrendous wave, and it's really going to push him to the limit. He's going to have to do breath hold training, really make sure he's on top of his fitness, and just mentally prepare himself for the waves that he's going to have to ride.
So the main purpose with breast enhancement training is simulating the worst case scenario in a wipeout. A lot of this training is about getting those natural sensations or feelings that we get in a heavy wipeout and getting the body to rewire itself, so should the worst case scenario happen, the body's prepared to deal with that better. So what we're going to do now is go down and do some underwater wrestling, which is so similar to being wiped out by a big wave. Okay, here we go. 3, 2.
Just like with all my other goals and ambitions and dreams, I need the best support team around me. The experts in every area, at every stage of preparation. Paddleboards aren't designed to catch these giant waves. I worked with Wayne to come up with a paddleboard that is still, in every aspect, a paddleboard, but can match the speed of a big wave. We've created the best possible board we can to be able to make this wave. It's just going to be me and the ocean. I couldn't be more nervous. All I need is that one perfect wave. This is a world first. It is going to be so difficult. I've done all the preparation, months and months of work. The swell is here. I couldn't be more nervous. I'm pretty stoked. Pitch black darkness in the middle of nowhere. I want to get out there. I want to see what I'm dealing with. It's when you're not doing something, then you actually get nervous. Just don't know what to expect. That's just the unknown of it all. Oh, some pretty heavy waves, eh? It's all pretty real now. I couldn't do this without Marti.
You want to just really keep as close to the face as you can.
Yeah.
Don't wash off any speed. As soon as you do, you just bog.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, but yeah, hopefully on your first wave you'll get a nice feel for it.
Yeah.
Hopefully your board goes good.
I don't think I've ever been more nervous for anything in my life. Jumping off that boat, I was just completely numb, completely full of adrenaline and completely focused on catching that wave. All I'm thinking is Marti's words echoing in my head, how to catch the wave correctly. Easily the heaviest wipeout I've ever experienced. That initial impact really hurt. I was terrified. Like I just thought, this is insane. Why have I done this? Like, what was I thinking? You know, the water up the face was just intense, and I couldn't get to the bottom. Like the boys were just saying, get to the bottom and you'll be okay. So I tried to sort of block out all of that, focus on what I could control. I needed to keep pushing. It was so good to just make one and not cop a beating. Marti was like, was that sick? And you know, like it was awesome. It was massive, so fast and awesome. You know, just the biggest adrenaline rush. It's just further emphasised the fact that you can really do anything you want, like if you really want to do it and you believe you can do it. It was one of the craziest experiences of my life, but now I'm just thinking, what's next? After Shippies, I was hunting for something bigger and better. Georgia came to me with this crazy idea.
A remote wave on the South Island of New Zealand.
We're taking it to a completely new level.
This has never been done before.
These guys want to tow into a wave on their paddleboard. Not only that, they want to tow in with a helicopter. It's insane.
The speed was just outrageous. People said, this just won't work.
Oh no, George has gone down. Someone get in there. This wave that we're surfing, it is so remote that if something does go wrong, we're in big trouble.
It was one of the craziest experiences of my life. But now I'm just thinking, what's next? After Shippies, I was hunting for something bigger and better. This idea is crazy. I was completely blown away when Georgia first reached out.
I'm Georgia Miller, Nutri-Grain IronWoman. Growing up on the northern beaches was absolutely incredible. I first started training at the age of 6. My family and siblings are really competitive.
Being the youngest of 3 girls, she really wanted to emulate them.
She was from a very, very young age, determined to keep up, excel and go past the other 2.
Every morning 4:17 her alarm would go off.
Her work ethic to training is second to none.
As a young girl, we found it very hard to hold back. Georgia moving to the Gold Coast was difficult, but something she knew she had to do.
I moved to the Gold Coast to pursue my IronWoman dream and make sure I was surrounded by the best. So I had to leave my family and home behind.
She crosses the line, Georgia Miller wins.
Her first season on the Gold Coast took out the Triple Crown, so I think her move was vindicated.
Georgia Miller.
After the Triple Crown, Georgia was really looking for another challenge.
When Georgia first mentioned that she had this idea to go and do this incredible, unstoppable challenge in New Zealand, I was beside myself with fear.
It really doesn't surprise me that she would take on a challenge like this.
After Shippies, I was hunting for something bigger and better. Georgia heard I was looking for this new challenge and she came to me with this crazy idea.
We want to tow into a wave with a helicopter.
I want to help Georgia to achieve this and feel the same feeling of overcoming that impossible feat. I'm so determined to just do this insane idea and I don't even know if it's possible. Not only is this a world first, but we're attempting it in these conditions in one of the most remote locations on the planet.
60 miles from the nearest town on the other side of the Southern Alps. The only way to get here is a 5-day hike, flying by helicopter or coming through the ocean on a boat.
The wave that we've targeted is so remote that we've brought in the help of surfing legend Burrow.
We need someone to guide us and show us the ropes.
Hello guys.
He's just a wealth of knowledge and experience and I'm so glad he's here.
Look where we are.
Over the years I've been to some wild surf destinations and I've seen some crazy stuff go down, towing in via helicopter. It's crazy. I can't wait to see what goes down. If anyone can do it, I would say it's these 2. They're extremely determined. My role is it's a mentor role. Provide any knowledge that I may have acquired over the years. I've done a lot of stuff that involves towing in as well as helicopters. Got the knowledge there to help them attack this wave as best they can.
We had to prepare our bodies for the extreme cold.
Oh my God, I love it.
All right guys, this is our first part of training for our big day. It's one thing when it's warm, but it's a whole different level when it's freezing cold. We're going to do a couple of simulations today that will prepare us for the big day.
This is epic, oh my God. Taj took us up to 3,000 metres.
The air temperature was minus 10 degrees. You know, we're going to be out there for a long time and we need to be sticking it out and training in freezing conditions.
My body went into complete shock.
I wasn't prepared for how hard this would be. Simulation in the pool is one thing, but doing that simulation in freezing cold water just was a new level entirely.
This water is close to freezing, so let's see how long you guys can stick it out.
You have to get used to putting your body into pure shock.
Probably the coldest water I've ever been in.
It was so cold, nothing like I've ever experienced before.
After 20 minutes, you could see they were both struggling. Mentally and physically, they'd had enough. Georgia was just coming to the surface, pull it back down. It's pretty similar to a big wave wipeout.
I was really at my limit. Started to question and doubt myself. It was nothing like I've ever experienced before. It was pretty horrible.
They're both determined, and they just push through, and it's a good indication of how they go on the actual day. I think we're still a couple days out for the perfect conditions. We've got plenty of swell and light winds, so another 2 days on standby, and then I think we're on.
No one has ever done this before. There's just so many unknowns.
We need a really experienced pilot for this project.
Yeah, it'd have to be one of the most remote coastlines in the world. Done a lot of long lining in my time, over 3,000 hours, and I've never had to tow a surfer.
We've got a 100-foot line suspended from the chopper attached to a tow rope.
We've installed a release that the pilot can trigger just in case things go wrong.
We can't communicate with the pilot while we're in the water.
He's got to put you on the spot, so that's the hardest part. You're really kind of at mercy of the pilot.
Different perspective up high, I think. It's really hard to gauge the depth of the waves. It's all about the timing, really. Never done anything like this before, so, we thought we'd give it a go, but it was a bit crazy.
The technical training, learning to deal with that massive speed from the helicopter is crucial.
First things first, so we need to get these guys on the end of the tow rope on a jet ski, so just get the hang of that before we go big.
So these boards are really tricky to manoeuvre, so we're just getting the hang of things in the flat water, but being out in the open ocean is going to be a completely different story.
I mean, when you're towing conventionally with a jet ski, you get towed forward and, sometimes left, sometimes right, but there's never that variable, up and down with a chopper.
We just can't simulate the high angle on the tow rope. The chopper will be going so fast.
So many things have to come together. And that's all before we've even pulled onto a wave.
Taj has just pulled us aside and given us the green light for tomorrow.
It's like light winds and this swell, so it's probably our only chance to have a crack at it. From what I'm looking at, tomorrow's our day.
Look, I'm pretty nervous for tomorrow, to be honest. So many things that have to go right. It's all got to come together all at once.
Going to sleep tonight, I'm definitely nervous.
This wave that we're surfing, it is so remote that if something does go wrong, we're in big trouble.
Anything could happen. The speed is going to be so crazy. We're taking on a world first.
We've done everything possible to prepare.
Months of prep and we're finally here.
Taj has just pulled us aside and given us the green light for tomorrow.
What I'm looking at, tomorrow's our day.
So it's the morning of the heli tow. I am so excited, but so nervous at the same time.
The skies were clear and the swell was solid.
No one has ever done this before. There's just so many unknowns. There's nothing that's going to stop us.
Got out there and we got straight into it.
That downdraft from the chopper was just nuts. I lost my board on the first wave. It was just chaos.
Popped an absolute beating.
Oh no, George has gone down. Someone get in there.
Thought their guys were going to give up.
This is the one.
We just kept going.
I wasn't sure if it was possible. I I wasn't going to let that stop me. Just had to grip the rope and give it your best shot. That was out of this world. That was insane, and I can't believe we actually did it. It was just everything I could have hoped for and so much more.
I was just shocked that it works. It went really, really well.
Oh, it was just insane. You know, the speed and a bit of like elevation from the chopper was really hard to handle. But, you know, getting into one of those waves was just awesome. I had so much fun out there today. It was epic.
That downdraft was just incredible.
People just said this won't work.
They stuck to it and they ended up getting some sick ones.
Taking this on with Bevi was incredible. We couldn't have done it without each other. Just goes to show, if you've got an incredible idea, just go for it and make it happen.
A world first like this, it's just unreal. It was so good out there. Believe in yourself and go for it.
Go hard and take on any challenge. The only question now is, what's next?